Alright guys, today I am going to talk about the CB Trading Academy trading bot. There's two bots, there's an indices bot and there's a crypto bot, and today I will be mainly focusing on the crypto bot. I will show you how the signals work, I will show you how the features work that you can use for yourself to scalp trade on the charts. The bot does it all for you, and I'm going to explain how to do this. To use the bot, you will need to have a subscription. Now you can opt for monthly, you can opt for yearly, and you can opt for lifetime. Lifetime meaning you pay once and then you will have access forever. You can do so by following the link in the comments, and that will get you into the bot on Telegram. And once you're in Telegram, I will just now show you how to actually subscribe. Once inside the bot, all you need to do to sign up is type in subscribe, and it'll give you all the options and links to pay. So you can pay monthly, you can pay yearly or lifetime, and the links are there. Also, the pay with crypto links are there. So you just click what you want to pay, and then it'll give you exactly what amount to pay, to what address, etc. The pay by card options go through WAP for both. At the moment, there is a 50% off. Not sure how long it will run, but I will put the code in the comments. All right, now, once you signed up, you will get a notification that if you signed up through crypto, you will get a notification once your payment went through that your plan is activated. If you sign up through WAP, you need to do this. You need to, after you paid, you need to get back into the bot and you need to type in /claim and a space, and then you type in the email address that you use. So if you did a card payment through WAP, make sure to do that, because that way it links your payment to your subscription and you will get access. So after that, if you signed up, if you want to check your status or your sub is activated, you can just type in /my status, and it'll show you automatically if you have an active subscription and what plan you're on and when it expires, etc. So if this says active, you are activated and you can use the bot to, whatever means it is for you. So if you just want to follow signals, you wait for the next signal to drop. Everything will drop into this actual channel. There's no separate channel, so it's always in here. Okay, now let's talk what it's actually about, right? It's a trading bot which fires out signals for you to follow. And that's probably exactly what most people want this bot for, because it can scan 24/7, it can fire whether you're at the charts or not. So the only thing you need is this bot, and it gives you signals and you can follow the signals, right? And it fires them out like this. And basically, if you have been in the Discord for a while, you know how to follow signals, or you should know how to follow signals. And basically, you do it the same way in the trading bot, following signals, than you would do in the Discord. So if a signal gets fired, 9 out of 10 times is usually a market entry, but it will say whether it's a market entry or a limit entry. Let's look at the latest signal that was fired. It was a Litecoin short, LTC, an A setup, not an A plus, but an A setup. So not the perfect, but just a little bit below perfect, with a market entry around 54.35, a stop loss at 55.36, which is a 1.9% move. It gives you all the TPs and it gives you the leverage. This is just more an advice to use, or you can use, because if you use 15x on 1.9 move, you will never get liquidated. So you can just follow this and make sure you have risk in check. Then it says below here, the TP management. So once you get to TP1, you move your stop loss to entry. Once we get to TP2, you move your stop loss to TP1. Once you get to TP3, you take out majority and leave a runner for possible TP4. TPs are always based on R, so TP1 is always 1R, TP2 is 2R, TP3 is 3R, and TP4, the runner, is always closing at 5R. So basically, that's all you need to actually put on the trade. I have another tutorial explaining how to put on these trades on Bitunix with risk in check, so make sure to follow that if you don't understand that well. You can find that, like I said, on my YouTube channel. Now, once signals are active, and something happens to the signal, whether TP1 is hit, TP2 is hit, break even is hit, position expires, you will get an update. Update looks like this. So it will tell you the update is regarding what trade. It will tell you what the P&L is and what's been hit. In this case, this was a Solana short, which hit TP2, and also tells you what to do regarding your stop loss. Like it says, it hit here, and then it said move stop loss to 81.06, which is profit locked, and then it tells you again what TP3 and TP4 are. So make sure to have your alerts for this channel set so they will always deliver to your phone. Sometimes you will also get an update like this, which says position expired. This is just a rule for the bot that says if after 72 hours of being open, there's no TP1 hit, it will automatically close. The bot does this to free up capital so it could use for new trades. It's not a necessity that you also close your trades. If you do have your risk in check, you can leave it to run, whatever it is you feel comfortable with. Just know that there won't be any more updates on that actual trade going forward. So if you don't close it, make sure to manage it yourself. Besides following signals, you can also find your own setups. The scalp function, it has a higher time frame function, so you can actually give the bot the command to search for a setup that's not signaled, but a setup that you choose on any of the charts that is supported. To do this, all you just need to do is give the bot the command to find a setup. You can look for normal trades and you can look for scalp trades. The difference is that long higher time frame trades, so 1 hour, 4 hour, give you more room to act. It usually gives you a limit entry, so you can just sit back and relax. Scalp trading is actually being at the chart, looking at the 5-minute or the 1-minute time frame and act on it quickly. So my advice would be to only do that if you are a little bit experienced on having risk in check, on working under stress and all that kind of things. So if you don't know enough yet about charting and you just want to learn from the bot, make sure to use the higher time frame. So as an example, we'll just find a setup for Bitcoin at the moment on the higher time frame, and we'll look for a scalp trade on the lower time frame on Ethereum. So what you do when you want to look for a higher time frame setup, you give in this command /find, then the pair. So let's say we want to look for Bitcoin right now. We want to look for a long on the 4 hour, so higher time frame. As it says here, it is supported time frames for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour, and even the daily. 4 hour is high time frame, so these are usually trades that play out on a longer time. The scalp trades are like the real quick trades, but like I said before, make sure you actually understand your risk and how the charts work to actually follow those trades. Once you press enter, it'll give you the scanning institutional data message. And once the setup is found, it will give you the exact setup. Here you go with find your setup, and it gives you exactly like a signal the zones and the prices that you need. It gives you an entry zone. In this case, it gives you a price 74,428 to enter. It gives you a stop loss, which is a 4 hour, so it's a higher time frame with a wider stop loss. It's a 10% move, and it gives you TPs 81, 89, 96 K. And it gives you the levels that the trade is based on and the confluences that are around these levels. So all you need to do is then check your chart if it's correct, and then you can put this on. Take into account that because this is a setup that you find for yourself, that there won't be any updates, whether it's TP1 hit or TP2 hit or TP3 hit. So always make sure that you understand your TP management yourself and that you manage the trade yourself, because when it signals itself, it'll give you updates. When you find a setup with the bot, it won't give you the updates, so you need to manage yourself. And like I said, besides the higher time frame trades, we can also find scalp trades, which are lower time frame, quickly in and out. So let's just see how that works. It works the same. You type in the command /find. You type in the coin you want to trade. So we said Ether USDT, Ether USDT, and we want a 5-minute scalp trade. And then you press enter, and it starts scanning the data. And once it finds a setup, it'll return. If it doesn't find any setup, it will say also, like it says here, wait, no valid setup because the 4 hours bias is bullish and the 1 hour bias is mixed. So it doesn't find a setup because there's nothing at the moment based on the rules of the bot. So always make sure that if you do this, it's not broken. It doesn't fire out signals if there's no confluence. So if it does find confluences, it will fire out a signal. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Now, if it does find a setup for you, it will look like this. Basically, it looks the same, a little bit the same as the higher time frame. So it gives you an entry. It gives you an entry zone. Why that entry? It gives you a stop. And like I said, the risk is 0.18%, which is just very small moves, and that's what scalping is about, right? It gives you the TPs, it gives you the key levels, but the most important thing it gives you is the actual strategy that you need to use. So what it says here, scalp strategy on the 1 minute, wait for price to sweep above recent high at this level, then immediately reject back below. Enter the rejection candle in the zone where the confluence sits. So it tells you not, oh, this is the price, enter immediately. No, it tells you exactly what you need to look for on the charts. And that's why I say this is more advanced kind of stuff. I will do a tutorial in the future where I will just scalp trade live. I'll do live sessions where I use the bot to scalp, so you can actually learn how to actually read the charts with the scalping function. But you need to understand. So if the scalp strategy for you now is just gibberish, you don't understand it, stick to the higher time frame or jump on any live session so we can talk about it and we can learn together. Now, the signals and the scalp function and the find a setup function are basically the most important parts and gives you the most value. Besides that, you can just check out some other things, like we have a referral program where you can get 30% of commission on your links. So if anybody signs up through your link, you get a 30% commission on their sign up or sub fee. That means that basically you need 3 or 4 signups to get your whole sign up fee back, right? That's nice. That's a really nice and good referral setup. Honestly, one of the best I've seen so far. Regarding signals and data, you can type in the command positions and it will show you the active positions the bot has at that time. Sometimes it takes a little while to load, but then it'll give you the active signals. In this one, there's one signal, which is a Doge long, which is plus 18 P&L right now, plus 18%. Then you can check out the performance of the bot by typing in /performance, and it'll give you an overview of the win rate of the signals, how many wins, how many losses, how many are we locked in this case. The total is plus 13.5 R over 10 plus signals. So that's like 80 signals and made 30.5 R. It'll give you a breakdown on how many TP3s we had, on how many TP2s, etc., etc. So remember, and this goes for any system you trade with or any bot or whatever, any trader, there's always losses. So it's not about an 80% or 90% win rate. You got to understand that. It's about, am I profitable in the long run? And over 78 trades, this bot has proven itself to be profitable. So that's the performance part. Then you can also check any pairs, or you can check the status of the bot. So it's online, etc. So I think the most important parts we've discussed, which is the signals and which are how to find any setups. Like I said, I will do a tutorial on how to actually scalp trade using the bot. This is the first tutorial which explains how the bot works and how to subscribe and how to follow the signals. But there's so much more we can do, and there's so much more we will do. So please stay tuned. Follow me in the Discord, and we will get this together. For now, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching this, and we'll see each other again soon. Ciao, ciao. Bye bye.